A festive atmosphere in Peoria belied the intensity to follow in the Missouri Valley soccer semifinals. Vanderbilt and Creighton played rough and tumble, but in the end, it was the Bluejays who dominated on the scoreboard 4-0 to advance to the finals. The homestanding Bradley Braves were able to control Drake 1-0 the final score, so it will be Bradley and Creighton vying for the Valley Championship. State Farm proudly presents the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Live from Shea Stadium in Peoria, Illinois, it is the top two teams in the conference, the Creighton Bluejays and the Bradley Braves. Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I'm Bob Ramsey alongside my partner, Tony Hubert. Tony, the top two seeds in the tourney are here. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And not just the top two seeds, two great teams in a great league and two outstanding soccer programs with beautiful facilities each. They're right where they need to be. Both teams expected to go on to the NCAAs. Today is going to be a terrific matchup.
All right, let's take a look at our National City keys to the game. National City, where they want to make banking simple for lives that aren't.
Let's start with Creighton, and there's the look at the man, Byron Dacey, the freshman. He needs to be provided with a lot of chances today. And this freshman, Bob, does not play like a freshman. In fact, Creighton doesn't even make any distinction among class. And of course, Bob Warming wants his Bluejays to keep possession of the ball, dictate the tempo of play. For the Bradley Braves, the midfielders, Joe Ducci and Steve Kromick, must have a big day creating a lot of chances. And right there is the man of the hour, Chris Dunsheaf, the goalkeeper. As always, he's going to need to have a big game, and he does so many things away from the goal as well. It's just not the spectacular saves. It's everything else that he does well that makes him superb.
And he's looking to beat Creighton for the first time ever. Whoever wins it wins this trophy and gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. It's the Valley Championship next.
Bye. See you tonight.
Love you.
Love you too. Oh, okay, that's my foot.
I'm State Farm Agent LaDonna Young-Hansen. This is a true story.
We didn't know what kind of claim it was, because was it going to be an auto claim or a homeowner's claim?
Having one agent for all your insurance needs has its advantages.
And she handled all the paperwork.
In minutes.
She made the process totally painless.
Well, not totally. I mean,
Okay.
Nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Trust us with all your insurance needs, and we'll save you some money, too. Call an agent today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Oh. Here, you look thirsty.
Oh, thanks.
I'll be right back with your drink.
Thank you so much.
Whoa.
What?
I didn't bring this.
What'd you bring?
I brought Sierra Mist.
What's the difference?
Well, this has that bite.
It does bite.
I think these guys are saving the good stuff for themselves and serving everybody else the...
Oh, you okay?
Stuff that bites.
Bingo.
Genius.
Evil genius.
Yeah.
The State Farm Missouri Valley Men's Soccer Championship is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Budweiser, bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. By ConAgra Foods, maker of Banquet, Chef Boyardee, Ready Whip, and other favorites. By Pepsi Cola, the official soft drink of the Missouri Valley Conference. And by AEROPOSTALE, providing scholarships through sponsorship with athletically inspired, comfortable clothes at reasonable prices. We're in the heartland, Peoria, Illinois. It's the Bluejays and the Bradley Braves here at Shea Stadium. And, well, some of the fans are trying to support the team.
Hey, look at this, Earl Scheib there. I'll paint that head for $19.95, Bob.
Bob Warming's shaking his head. He's ready to go. He's the head coach of the Creighton Bluejays. Been around a long time, one of the best in the business. Let's take a look at our Bud Light starting lineups. Great taste for your great times. Bud Light, and there's the Bluejays.
You see he employs 3 forwards, a lot of people up front. Kraus, Dacey, Bowen, Camp, the great midfield, Carver Hall, the rock-solid Matt Whelan, Danny Minatello, Young, Peterson, Coleman, and Schmitz. And in goal, their keeper, Matthew Allen.
The Bradley Braves, well, they're ranked 17th in the country, #1 in the region, and this is their lineup.
Up top, you've got Joe Ducci, Ryan Bell, and Zach Bell, a player that Jim DeRose really thinks needs to have a big day today. Steve Crumick, Boleen, and DeGarian in midfield, and a very good back four, Shelton, Kellogg, Reedy, and Hedges, and of course, Chris Dunsheath, the all-conference goalkeeper. Jim DeRose, 119, 69, and 17, and the architect of a brilliant Bradley program that has come on here in the last decade.
And he's really done a lot. Architect is right because of what he's done with this program, this stadium, this field we'll be talking a lot about. It's a fantastic surface. They sunk more than $500,000 into this entire facility, and it's one of the best in the Midwest, if not the country. As we get underway, and there's our first whistle of the game. Bradley in white and red shorts. Creighton comes out, of course, with the blue tops and white.
Quick foul goes there against Salim Bolin. Very creative player, Salim Bolin. He's terrific on the ball. He always likes to be out at the wing. You'll see a lot of him today attacking from that wing play.
And we'll see how direct these teams want to be as they get it all the way into the box on that first attempt there. A brisk wind out of the northwest coming across the field. Let's take a look at our series history, brought to you by Sirius Satellite Radio. Sirius is unbeatable radio. All radio is not created equal. And you see some of these numbers. This is an intense rivalry, but it's one that's been dominated by Creighton.
It certainly has, and keep this note in mind. Chris Dunsheath, for the outstanding career he's had as a Bradley keeper, has never beaten the Creighton Bluejays.
Well, if you want some more Dunsheath notes, he is the Creighton as here come the Bluejays are trying to get back to defend as Bradley came on. They made him play it in the back. But you talk about Chris Dunsheath, the keeper for the Bradley Braves. He has only given up more than 2 goals, only 3 times this
Remarkable.
year. Only 3 times all year. They've lost 2 of them. The last time was against this Creighton team, and that's the last time Bradley's lost.
It's absolutely remarkable. And Jim DeRozan, speaking with him before the game, I said, Bob, he's so good, but has his game grown as a senior? And he said, yeah, it has. He's actually gotten better. And it's not just, Chris the player, it's Chris the person that is so impressive. A true student athlete, a 3.5 GPA in accounning. And when he graduates, he's going to have a 5-year master's under his belt. Joe Ducci here with the corner.
Joe Ducci will try and set it up. The wind will help it curl toward the goal, and we'll redo it.
I think the wind might have blown that ball just a touch off the line, so they'll come back and redo this. Joe Ducci, he's trying to catch up, Bob. Injury-plagued year, hip flexor at the beginning, and he's probably, in mid-season form, which is great form. This is a player that really stood out.
Now the wind will be blowing more toward the goal here, so we'll see if Ducci uses it to curl. He was going far post as it's headed away. But Bradley still in control to run it down. Boy, that's a nice play to get it back through the middle.
Sure is. That's what Salim Bolin can do for you. He gets to the spot, just gets enough, really can create chances. He will always get that crossover.
Tough slide tackle, and here come the Creighton Bluejays. Good attack through the midfield, but they want to possess the ball. maybe won't choose to be quite as direct, although they are the most offensive team in the Missouri Valley Conference.
And they certainly are. And you saw a look at how direct they can be right out of midfield, an early chance to play one to Byron Dacey, and that very good back four for the Bradley Braves just stepped out and cut off the pass.
Bullen battles along the side. Now, if you want to add some intensity to this game, because there are some who think both teams will make the NCAA tournament. I'm one. They're ranked 17th and 18th. The Bradley Braves 17th, Creighton 18th, 1 and 3 respectively in their region. And so you say, well, is the tournament on the line? Well, of course you get the automatic bid. I think both teams will go in.
And I think that makes today's game a lot better. If one team, for instance, was playing and they knew they had to win to get in and had no other alternative, I think that makes a team tight. And that could make a team play conservative. Neither of these teams need to play conservative today. They can go out and play their games. Makes for a better matchup.
Nice throw in, very dangerous, cleared away by the Blue Jays. Here's the other thing, if you want to see who draws first blood, who strikes first. Speaking of striking, and it carried over the top of the crossbar. Quite a bit of pace on that one.
Very nice shot right out of the Bradley defenders. They stepped forward into the play. Great right foot, kept it down. You see a look right there, Ducci able to crack that one off.
Let me throw this number at you, Tony Hubert. Creighton is 11-0-1 on the season when they score first. And you know that Bradley's coach, Jim DeRose, knows that stat.
He certainly does. And it's a game today where, while we expect a great game, I don't necessarily expect a high-scoring game. I expect a lot of action and a lot of chances. But that first goal, Bob, yeah, you can't overstate the value of it.
Nice run through the middle by Kraus for Creighton. They look to turn it on, get it on goal. Instead, Kromick knocks it away, drills it to midfield.
A good defensive play by Kromick and a good run behind from midfield from Danny Minatello, number 25, who was streaking towards that 18-yard line.
Again, Creighton will look to possess. The wind will pull that push it toward the sideline, I should say. Kellogg goes after it for Bradley. And that'll be a dangerous throw-in situation. Creighton will get an opportunity here, but they'll be throwing more or less into the wind.
Yeah, they will. This will get knocked down. But Jeff Kellogg, number 5 for the Bradley Braves, another one of those rock-solid back four defenders.
So, sends it in. Carvajal in the corner, lost it over the end line.
Goal kick for Dunchief here. Juwan Carvajal, very creative player. You see a lot of the midfield play go right through him today for the Creighton Blue Jays.
Only 1 goal on the year, but 7 assists, and he'll try and make things happen.
Well, and a player like that, also, the stat page may not tell the whole story, because often he might make the pass that leads to the pass that leads to the goal.
Right. He sees it develop in front of him, and the great ones do have the vision and see 2 steps ahead. Again on the throw-in, Will Shelton for Bradley, heads it back away. Bullen goes down hard.
Bowenkamp got into the back of Bullen there.
There's Salim Bullen. And take a look at the Missouri Valley Conference standings, brought to you by Ameren, a legion of men and women making sure the night lights of the neighborhood flicker to life when called upon. Visit Ameren.com to learn more. 365 and then some, and you see Bradley and Creighton right there.
1 and 2.
And that hasn't happened in several years in the Valley.
8 years now. 8 years since this situation has occurred, and you see those 15 wins for Bradley? That is tied with the University of Maryland for 2nd in the nation in total number of wins. Akron has 17 wins on the year to lead the country.
Yeah, there were some teams that jumped into the rankings this year that you might not consider traditional teams.
I'd say Akron would be one of those, although I know their program has come on some.
They've done well, just teams you don't always expect to see in there, and I think that's great for the game of soccer.
Well cut out there. First good piece of defending from the Creighton Blue Jays. Ryan Jung was the man on the scene. Got there before a shot could even be thought about.
James Hedges on the throw-in for Bradley.
Be a push off there on that throw in. That would go over to the Blue Jays. Ooh, good, nice quick free
start.
kick.
And here they come. The Blue Jays. Oh, a nice run moving in, trying to get it into the box. It was a terrific run by Bowenkamp.
And a nice piece of defending by Jeff Kellogg, staying stride for stride with him the best he can. And when that ball was played forward, just got the foot in there to break it up.
Nice drive across, trying to get it there. Take a look.
And it's all set up by the quick free kick. But take a look at that inside cut here by Bowenkamp. His pace is brilliant right here. Kellogg's trying to measure him up and just holds his ground, stays right with him. And as the ball's played slightly away, he's able to knock it over.
That's a case of good offense and defense.
It's a perfect
because he had a great idea.
Yeah.
He was going to come across the middle and set up a teammate.
And I think that's what we see all afternoon long with this matchup. You're going to see great offensive plays countered with great defensive plays.
Blue Jays. That's Creighton bringing it back.
Nice first touch there, quick touch on the ball.
Oh, driven over the top. Nicely done, trying to get it to Dacey. It was a brilliant idea, but maybe just a hair too direct over the top.
I like it because they went to the weak side of the field, knowing that Byron Dacey was there. The field was slanted one way. They reversed the direction, reversed the play. Just sent it long for Dacey, let him run after it. He certainly has the pace to catch up with it. 8 goals, including a great goal in Friday night semifinal. Early in the second half, Bob took one at the edge of the 18, made space for himself, and just unleashed a rocket into the upper corner just underneath the crossbar.
Kromick in the midfield, tried to cut it back and swing it right. You can see all the time they're looking for Salim Bowen.
They want to establish their ability to go out to that wing with Salim, where he can be in a one-on-one situation and beat a defender.
Gregorian finds Bullen now, cuts it back, cut off there, smart enough to say we got to hang on to the ball. We can't score without it, so they'll switch fields now. Coming left with Hedges. Up the left side, boy, he got some space. Across the 18, and that's blocked away.
Another good
I'm a little
piece.
surprised at the room he was giving up that left side.
I think Creighton, though, is very comfortable defending like this. They know they're going to be able to make the play. And then, of course, you know, we've talked about Dunsheath. We haven't talked necessarily about Matthew Allen. This is another great goalkeeper, but that's a well-covered play.
Yeah.
Yes, he's inside the 18, but there's no panic from Creighton. There doesn't need to be. They know they've got that play covered.
And now they get a chance out of the corner. Joe Ducci again out of New Lenox, Illinois. He's a senior. We'll see if he plays the wind again this time. Curled back in, slapped away loose, and a foul in the area.
One of the Braves pushed off inside the area after Allen was able to punch it away.
There was Matt Allen there. You were talking about him, a terrific season he's had. 7 shutouts on the year.
See, he gets there, just got the fingers extended to it, and behind the play there, the whistle goes.
When you come off your line like that, that's a gamble. You better gamble right.
Well, you have to get there. I mean, and once you decide you're going, it's a complete sellout. There's no going halfway. And he got there and was able to extend long reach. This is a big guy, a tall, lanky guy, long arms, great wingspan.
Well, and you say that about both these keepers, both tall, both athletic, and Dunsheath at 6'4", 190 for Bradley really epitomizes that. Nice steal by Shelton. He was trying to just miss as he tried to get it up that right flank. Headed back to the middle. Hedges couldn't come up with it. Kraus for Creighton taken down.
Not a bad foul to take right there. Not a bad foul at all. Right there, James Hedges takes down Kraus. He's beaten on the play. You give up this free kick. It's still far enough away. And take a look at it. He goes in, loses his balance, takes the man down. Professional foul.
Very dangerous, nonetheless. A 4-man wall will face.
It's in a good spot for a free kick, but you can't let him get any closer than that.
And that's how they'll set it up.
See what Carvajal has in mind here.
Joan Carvajal. Now it's a 5-man wall. Carvajal wants some movement from his teammates with the left foot. Rolled it right through. Tries to fool him, deflected away, and it almost did. They come back with a shot, and that's knocked away. It'll bring a corner kick. I don't know if he missed it or was trying to be tricky.
I think that was intentional. A 5-man wall is hard to shoot around. He strikes the top of that ball.
He sure did.
He didn't miss hit, in my opinion. So he was going low, hoping to send it through a lot of legs, and it got there. That ball had
They all
eyes.
jumped.
Well, you know that reaction's
going
coming.
up.
And these two teams know each other so well, respect each other so well. They know that Carvajal's a good free kick taker.
Now out of the corner, curled away. Header kept it alive. Bradley will clear just to relieve the pressure. Another real opportunity out of the corner. Again, don't forget, for this season, Creighton gets the first goal. They don't lose. That's what the numbers tell you.
And this is the possession game that Bob Warming wants them to be in right now. They thought, you know, I think both coaches perhaps thought the first 15 minutes would be hectic. We're about done with the first 15, and you see Creighton starting to assert themselves just in terms of keeping possession of the ball.
Good play by Ryan Johnson for Bradley, but couldn't hang on to it. Here comes Creighton again. Kraus gets one through. A trip up. They play on. It's loose and knocked away by Kellogg of Bradley.
That was a nice step inside by Byron Dacey to step inside of his defender, number 14, Todd Reddy.
Creighton comes back again. Carvajal will drop it back. They come back to Carvajal. Again, we told you, he sees the pitch and sets it up. Now back through the middle where they look for Dacey. Cleared toward that end line. Not a bad idea, but Dunsheath is there to make a play. Hey, today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete is Bradley's Chris Dunsheath. A senior from Rockford, Illinois. She spent more time on the field than any other keeper in Valley history. Third-team National Soccer Coaches Association of America, Scholar All-American in 2003. Dunsheath carries a 3.6 GPA. He'll receive his bachelor's and master's degree in accounting next spring. How about that? Academics are important to the Missouri Valley Conference, so let's salute Chris Dunsheath, today's Prairie Farms Missouri Valley Conference Scholar Athlete.
Also keep your eyes open for Chris Dunsheath when the MLS draft comes up in the spring. Certainly, I think as Coach Jim DeRose shared this opinion, it would be a disappointment if he's not one of the first college keepers taken in this upcoming draft.
Well, not only does he have the size, 6'4", 190, he really is a tremendous athlete.
Oh,
30-inch vertical, runs a 4.5 40. He has the athleticism to make it, to give him the opportunity to make the athletic saves, if you will, along with being so fundamentally sound.
It's just that. The fundamental soundness of him is superb. Yeah, he can do all the great saves and be strong in between the pipes, but those balls that he gets to on the edge of the 18 before anyone else gets there, the chances that he stops.
Third corner for Ducci. It's saved right on the line. What a play by Matt Allen. I don't know how that didn't go in.
Allen smothered it right there and just collapses on the ball. This is another well-driven corner from Ducci. A great diving header. Ball's down, not rolling, and he just gets there and pounces on it.
And actually, it was his defensive partner there on the post that actually saved the goal, and then Allen was able to dive on it. I believe that was Andrew Friel.
Drew DeGarian with that header came streaking in.
Creighton a big scare after giving up another corner kick. Peterson sends one through. Had an idea to go to Dacey. Peterson gets it back as it's not cleared by Bradley. Oh, a nice volley there by Carvajal, but just over the top of the crossbar.
Great attempt by Carvajal and a great look at what they can do from wing play. The Creighton Blue Jays come down the left side there. Send one in for Dacey. Dacey's going to let it run on. And there's a look at the ball brought down for Carvajal as he struck it. The wind perhaps garnered it a little. He's shooting into the wind here, and that perhaps took the ball up and out a little bit. You're seeing the action that we promised you, though. Good chances, both ends. We're only 17 minutes into this contest.
Bullet had it for a moment. Ducci goes after it. Cleared to the wing. Good work by Danny Minitillo.
Coming deeper.
Tony Schmitz on the throw-in for the Blue Jays, who've had some offensive chances, but Bradley has made their corner kicks very dangerous. And as you expect and as you predicted, the possession game by Creighton creating chances on their end.
They go into a very good set here, especially when they control it out of midfield, like right here.
Like they are here. Dacey had it for a moment. He's trying to find some open space. Here comes Kraus. That's booted away, stolen away nicely by Hedges. We've called his name a couple of times already. Whelan sends it back. He's the veteran. Bradley again, but Carvajal intercepts.
They survived the turnover there.
Swings it on the wing. Now has Dacey in the midfield. Wanted to give up. Look at Bullen come back, racing back, but he ran up the back of
Andrew Peterson. And there's a look at, Peterson scored what would be the game-winning goal, the first goal in Friday night semifinal. 59 career matches, got his first goal. And a conference semifinal turned out to be the game winner.
And a big one. Bowenkamp tried to get it through to him, tripped up, and now they're getting in dangerous free kick
this is a dangerous
here.
area right here. Right on the edge. We're about 3 to 4 yards outside the 18. Peterson is a great overlapping attacking back.
Yeah, it was good work there.
You're seeing him come forward already. And he's able to do that because of the strength of Creighton's midfield.
So now will Dunsheath be challenged here? Will they go direct? Just off the corner of the 18 line. Schmitz curls it, headed in the air. Dunsheath goes up and makes a nice play. Headed up by a Bradley player.
Yeah, Will Shelton, number 2, got there. Got a head on it, take all the steam out of that shot.
Strong boot by Dunsheath. All the way back, Peterson for Creighton, but recovered by Kromek for the Braves. Kromek moved through the middle. He was trying to get it ahead to Joe Ducci.
Nice idea, though, by Kromek. Touched it on with the outside of his right, knowing that Joe Ducci was moving forward. And those are two players that Jim DeRose, highlighted before the game.
Yep.
Can Kromek and Ducci be creative, not just in winning balls in midfield, but coming forward, getting some supply to the forwards and jumping up into that 18 box and getting some chances.
The wind's going to carry that out. Didn't play the wind well at all there. I'm not sure what the design was.
You just mishit it a little on a day like today, and it'll really exaggerate it. That went out over the touch line there.
Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, but it is a brisk wind out of the north.
Got up this morning here in Peoria. It was beautiful, cloudless day, and still it's only partly cloudy. Everyone said the wind had died down by game time, but we're still in a brisk wind out here.
Back through the middle. Bradley trying to possess the ball a little better. They've been very direct so far. Hedges has it now. He curls it back. Reedy. He got it forward looking for Bullen. Bullen got whacked a little bit from behind. Couldn't hang on, and the Creighton Bluejays take over. Kraus tries to run it down, and a foul.
That should go against Bradley. It does.
Well, Kraus is forcing Bradley to make that last man make a play.
He's very active, and I think he's part of the reason for Byron Dacey's success. And conversely, Byron Dacey's part of the reason for Krause's success this year. They both create room for each other.
Tony Schmitz gives it up. Down to the corner. Curling it back up top. A nice effort. Just couldn't get it back over the face of the goal.
Bowenkamp was really stretching out to get to that one, and he got the leg to it just as it hit the line, but he wasn't able to keep it in. Lands in the top netting. Bowenkamp had a very active first 20 minutes. Dunsheath with the wind at his back will put this 3/4 of the length down the field.
You know, you talked to both coaches as I did, Tony Gilbert, and you talk about what the meaning of this game is and how these teams will most likely both go to the NCAA tournament. But what's gone on between these teams over the years is very interesting. Creighton leading the series 16-3-0. That's pretty dominant. In fact, Bradley hasn't beaten Creighton since 2000.
Right, and certainly it's one-sided, but in talking with both Lorming and Jim DeRose, neither of them look at it like that because their teams are so good at looking at one match at a time and never thinking, you know what, we have Bradley's number because they haven't beaten us. I'm a senior on this team and they've never beaten. They don't think like that. These kids simply don't think like that. This is the mutual admiration society between those two teams.
Tremendous amount of respect.
And not just not just respect, but I'd say even one step further. I think a lot of these players out there simply trust each other. And when you're trusting your opposition, that means a lot, because you know, hey, no one's out here going to try to break my leg or anything like that. These two teams well acquainted and very, very well schooled.
Carvajal, another chance.
Yeah.
This one he couldn't get past the wall. He was trying to get it just to the edge. Creighton keeps it in, however. Minutilo. That goes over the end line.
You saw the chance by Byron Dacey right there. He just spun around and hit it with the left. But both of these teams so well schooled that it is odd to think that the record's so one-sided. But there you have it. That's the stat. It is what it is.
Halftime, we're going to talk more about Shea Stadium here in Peoria, and essentially changed a minor league baseball park into a tremendous college soccer pitch and facility. Did just a fantastic job.
You wouldn't think a minor league ballpark would make a great soccer stadium, but
you'd be wrong.
They had a vision, and it worked. It worked.
Thought outside the box a little bit and said, how can we make this work for us? And they've done a marvelous job. And an opportunity now. Will Shelton for Bradley. Looks to find a target. Back up top. Wants Chromick.
Well, you saw Chromick had no room to move there. They got a nice ball right to him in the middle, but no place to go.
Hedges sends one in. Knocked away. Cleared away. And it'll be a throw-in for Bradley.
Nice bit of possession here by the Bradley Braves. They're knocking it around, going touchline to touchline, sending the ball in, getting it out to the wings.
Hedges drives it, headed away by Creighton. Kept it in play. Now it's Chromick. Oh, a little give and go there, but it bounced just a bit. Chromick and Ducci had a two-man game going there. It just bounced a little too much.
And this pitch is fairly firm, even though it rained a lot here in Peoria yesterday. The field is so good, it drains so well. This is a rock. It's not rock solid, but this is certainly not a spongy surface that these guys are on.
Very firm, very fast.
The way good teams like it, by the way.
And now again the Blue Jays. Oh, good run. Cleared space for the left foot. And it's just knocked away. Creighton again. Peterson looks to run it down. Carvajal behind him. Peterson wants to curl it to the far side.
They're going to say that's out over the line.
Too much of a curl.
Yeah, he sent it out before it bent back in. Nice call by the referee, hustling forward to get in position to see that.
And Chris Dunsheath. See Shelton run that down. Boy, Creighton really keeps its shape in the back.
Oh,
hard to penetrate.
Yeah. They're rock solid. 4 across the back. And when you drop those midfielders in there as well, suddenly there can be 6 or 7 guys along the edge of that 18.
Here comes Dacey. Now he was at a tough angle, but he made Will Shelton play him, and now they have a chance to set something up.
And you've got to watch Dacey off a throw-in because he will sneak back into the play.
Dacey with Kraus. Kraus has been a playmaker. Kraus wants to turn. Bullen comes back. Can't control. With Peterson far side. Tried to flip it on, but couldn't get enough on it, and Dunsheath makes the play. Chromick. Up the left side. Cuts it back nicely. Back to the middle. Ducci. Joe Ducci. Little give and go. No, gonna turn. Challenging a little bit and got a little pace on that as well, but Matt Allen was there. Hey, when Metro Sports takes its television cameras on the road, it considers these hotel properties its home away from home. Please call these hotels or visit the websites of these properties when following your favorite team. Again, Creighton forcing Bradley, the last man, to make a play, and allows them to set something up offensively. Young, Notoricio, back up top. Young got some space. Can somebody else move to the open spot? Look for Carvajal, but just a bit behind. And Kellogg for Bradley tries to clear. Held in by Creighton. Carvajal.
Excellent job by Creighton right there. One of the keys for Bradley, they looked to counter, but as soon as they came out, they turned the ball right back over, and Creighton goes right back into that possession game.
There's Kraus looking for a man. Got it back. Kraus left-footed shot right on. He scores! What a goal, Michael Kraus! Oh, he was so patient. Went right, came back left, somehow got enough space, and I mean, he shot a pill past one of the best keepers in the nation.
Kraus really took the measure of this shot, and as he had the ball outside, you started to think, just shoot, take a go. He takes this touch to settle it. The ball's hopping, and he really catches it right there. Past Jeff Kellogg, that ball is struck dead solid perfect inside that post. Duncheath had to wait. You don't know which way the ball's going to bend. And I think at the last second, Bob, it just took a little swerve to the left and got past Duncheath's outstretched hand. What a goal from Kraus. And again, now Creighton with the lead, and that first goal stat really comes into play.
They're undefeated this year when they get the first goal. Bradley will go on the attack, and I'll tell you what, you know, that was a team goal. Despite the great work by Michael Kraus to get it, it starts by forcing Bradley to play you late. And there you got the throw-ins, right. You let your offense set up, you possessed the ball, you were patient, and once again it paid off, and then Kraus was able to make it pay ultimately with the goal.
On that whole sequence, it starts, you make a turnover, Bradley tries to counter, you win the ball back, and you keep playing. And exactly, I mean, 5 to 6 different Blue Jays had a touch in that sequence that led to that goal. That's phenomenal.
Fantastic goal, team goal, and Michael Kraus put it away with a beautiful left-footed volley. Now loose in front. Still battling and cleared away by Creighton. Oh, Bradley very dangerous there, buzzing. Limping a little bit there.
Chris Brown returning. Another, you know, Bradley, despite the great season they've had, you wouldn't know it, but they've had injuries, and that was one of them. And Chris Brown returned to the team wanting to finish with his class.
Ducci wanted to turn there and had it turned away. Trevor Eastman checks in for Minutillo.
Good first half for Danny Minutillo, checking out.
Eastman is a freshman. And the second time we've seen Creighton do that. I'm not sure what the plan was there, but that's the second time Ryan Jung has done that. Gives it right back to Shelton and the Bradley Braves. Down 1-0 now. Again, that stat, Creighton is 11-0-1 on the season when they score first.
Foul there in midfield. That'll go Bradley's way.
Here's our scoring recap brought to you by Casey's General Store, a convenience store, and a whole lot more. It's Casey's General Store. At the 29th minute, Michael Kraus, the junior out of Memphis, Tennessee, with the goal. His 6th goal of the season. And it's 1-0. Now an opportunity for Bradley. They've got Kromick and Salim Bullen. Pretty far out, have the wind behind them. Instead, they'll play it. Not go directly to the goal. Set something up. Shelton and Hedges. Hedges tries to drive it for Bullen. He's well marked, had 2 men on him.
And there's just the simple pressure Creighton applies right there, makes Bradley play back to Dunsheath. A good ball from Bradley, played out by the Creighton back line, and all of a sudden it's all the way back in your goal.
And Carvajal makes a nice play. He was looking for Trevor Eastman. He goes down hard. Big collision there between him and number 20, James Hedges, for Bradley.
Been a very active first half for James Hedges as well.
Hometown kid. Carvajal. And that'll turn it back over.
Late substitution allowed by the referee there. Number 18 for Bradley checks in, Kevin Erickson.
They find Eastman.
Little,
tried to work it around him.
Little mistouch. He hit it with the outside of the right foot there and sent it out of bounds.
Chris Brown tried to drive it into territory, cleared away. Creighton again finds a way to possess the ball. Here come the Blue Jays moving in. He's going to let it fly. Oh, a beautiful one through the area. What a run. Nicely done.
Todd Reedy did a nice job of staying right there with Byron Dacey. If he is not stride for stride with him, Byron Dacey at the very least is going to turn that pass into a shot on the goal.
Now dangerous throw in, the wind basically at the back.
Take a look at this ball coming forward. You're going to see Byron Dacey come into the picture just there. It's covered very well by 2 Bradley defenders.
Kraus was looking for him. Now Jugger shot, he scores! Wow, what a goal!
This is
striking that quickly, Tony.
This is just simple hard work. Winning balls, getting them in a spot so somebody can shoot, and right there, Ryan Jung wastes no time. One good touch with the right to set up the left, and a blast through a sea of legs. And Dunsheath doesn't see that shot till it's right on top of him.
What a goal. It looked so innocent, and then attack and just snapped it off. Brilliant goal.
When you play with confidence and you possess the ball, there is no reason not to have a go at it.
That little hesitation
right there, good little stutter step, pushes the ball forward with the inside of the right foot, strides right into it so he can open up and turn on it with the left, rotates the hips, connects with it, and drives one low and hard. Gets through all the traffic, goes through the sea of legs, and Chris Dunsheath has had 2 sail right past him in the last 10 minutes.
And our scoring recap by Casey's General Store, a convenience store, and a whole lot more. It's Casey's General Store. It's 2-0 as Jung scores in the 34th minute.
And give Byron Dacey, the freshman, number 17 for the Blue Jays, the assist on that goal.
Great stuff. Jung, the junior out of Omaha, 5th goal of the year. To go along with 4 assists. And again, team goals. Possess the ball, force Bradley to make those kinds of plays. And then somebody puts it away. There's Jung again, clearing it out. Bradley's Hedges, back through the middle. He's got Dacey. Dacey draws a double team, then the 3rd man comes through, and Dacey got caught trying to do a little too much and got caught on the whistle. Athletically inspired, comfortable clothes at reasonable prices, only at AEROPOSTALE. A couple of those guys could use some nice AEROPOSTALE clothes right now. Providing scholarships through sponsorship. Get some AEROPOSTALE on those guys or pull their scholarship. Come on, fellas. Send you to school and you don't know enough to wear a nice AEROPOSTALE jersey or something? You kidding me? Got to support the team. Here comes Dacey. Oh, nice play with Eastman. Eastman will curl it back. Eastman tried to step through. Oh, what a strong play on the ball by Hedges. That's a strong defensive play. Bradley down 2-0. Taken right back away. They've got Dacey, 2 men to beat. Tries one, but the 2nd man stepped up, Kellogg. Creighton tries to regain possession, and they do. The Blue Jays buzzing now, leading 2-0. Looking for Kraus, and it goes out of play. Schmitz on the throw-in with Odoricio. Tried to send one through for Dacey. It rolls through. Almost an opportunity for Kraus. Oh, he nutmegs his man, but couldn't find some help. The Blue Jays are everywhere. Now Carvajal. They'll swing it wide to the flank, bring it back out top for Schmitz. They'll switch fields, get it back up top. It's Jung. He got the second goal. Back up top, very content. Working the ball beautifully. Dominating the style of play. Brian Kalman for Creighton. Gonna drive that one. Looking for Kraus to run under, and he does. Curls back to the middle. Still loose, a bouncing ball, and Dunsheath is there. Oh, a brilliant idea, and Eastman just couldn't get enough on it on the far side. Great work by the Blue Jays, and Dunsheath came up with that bouncing ball.
Number 2,
Richard Perdomo is going to come in for the Creighton Blue Jays as they lead it 2-0. Perdomo, 5'7" sophomore out of Miami, Florida. He'll replace Schmitz, who's had a heck of a first half. Tony Schmitz. Long way to go in this one, but just something about Creighton-Bradley matchups. And despite both coaches denying it, the numbers tell you something else. You take a look. 2, 4, 6, 7 in a row coming into this game, won by Creighton. As we told you earlier, and it's worth repeating, Chris Dunsheath, the fine Bradley keeper, has only given up more than a goal 3 times all year. Bradley ended up losing 2 of those 3.
Can Rammer hear me?
So this is only the 4th time all season. Creighton's style of play, it's so precision-like, it's so surgical, if you will. There's Ryan Jung, who has a goal today. Carvajal looks to settle, couldn't control. Eastman will try and run it down, and he does. Nice play, splits a double team. Eastman looking for open space. They'll try and find him. Moving through, tried to get him from behind, couldn't. Kraus again, boy, Kraus has dominated that area. Dumps it back for Carvajal. And then they chip it into the corner. Little miscommunication as that rolls out over the end. Hey, stay tuned for our halftime report, brought to you by Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, where our love for kids keeps on growing. Marvelous facility, the Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital in St. Louis, Missouri.
Bob, you see Kraus coming off here. What a first half he has had.
And we saw just moments ago, Tony, I mean, that area outside the 18, he's just dominating. He's just controlled the pace when it gets in tight like that.
There's no doubt about it. This is reminiscent of Friday night semifinal, Bob, where I felt Creighton, right on the edge of the 18, top of the arc. They absolutely own that real estate. And same here today. The 2 goals have been generated right from those very spots as well.
Kromek on the throw in, headed away by Creighton. Well, Tony, let me ask you this, and there's a long, long way to go, of course, in this one. But Bradley's ranked 17th, Creighton 18th. In the Midwest region, Bradley's ranked 1, Creighton's ranked 3. Should Creighton hold on to win this game, how would those things change? There'd be no possible way you could continue to rank Bradley ahead of them, could you?
I would think not, and I do think the leapfrog would be in effect there. And it's, you know, I think also, and now certainly, well, you don't run up the score in soccer, if Creighton is able to pull off an impressive win on Bradley's home pitch, even though this is a neutral site game by definition today, that weighs a lot with the people who make up the voters.
Now, here's the other thing. Most folks think that the way it works, as Carvajal made a nice play to pick that up for Creighton, but too far ahead, that probably Bradley and Creighton, also because of their fine seasons, both ranked in the top 20, both with fabulous, fabulous soccer facilities, would probably host anyway. I think the biggest key, if they would flip-flop in rankings, or, you know, I don't know how much Bradley would suffer, but Creighton would certainly climb, would be in the kind of opponent you might face in a first-round situation.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's very true. But back to hosting games, certainly both of these institutions should, I feel, be hosting, you know, first-round games, or if you get a bye, even a team, one of these two, especially the winner of today, Bob, getting perhaps a bye and not playing right away midweek, would still, I think, be in contention for hosting and having a home game come next Friday.
Well, the question will be, how do the Bradley Braves climb back into this one?
I think it's a simple one. You just keep plugging away, whether you can get something off a counter, go into possession, any type of goal you can get. And as we wind things down here in the first half, certainly if you can squeeze one in before the half, it's a huge momentum builder.
Nice move. I'm sorry, Tony, interrupt, but a beautiful move by Dacey. He was looking for Odoricio, forced Bradley to really try and recover and make a play, and it sets up a corner kick. More great work by Dacey and the Creighton Bluejays.
And down here on the touchline, Bob, you can really see the quickness of the Creighton Bluejays. To watch them at field level is to realize how phenomenally fast this team is.
This is Odoricio. Curled up top. Oh, it rolled through. One of the first defenders coming through. I think that might have been Kellogg. Kind of fanned on a clearing pass, or a clearing play, and it rolled through dangerously all the way across the area. That's Chris Brown, 6-footer out of Peoria, playing in front of the home crowd. He's a senior. Ryan Jung. Carvajal gives it back to him. Jung, left foot to curl back to the middle. That was a nice idea. It was a good play to clear it out for Bradley. Held in by Peterson. Carvajal will run it down for the Creighton Bluejays, and they'll possess it again. They'll switch right to left as they switch fields. Oh, good work there. Again, the Bluejays put the pressure on. Odoricio looking for Dacey. Oh, too far ahead as he got bumped. He couldn't make up that step. But more great work by Creighton. Surgical attack.
These early balls to Dacey, Bob, really, I mean, as good as the Bradley back four is, it gives them a lot to contend with in terms of just covering the space that they've got to defend and keeping Dacey away from a shot on goal.
Seconds winding down in the first half. Bradley had some real opportunities early, especially with corner kicks, and they were really very dangerous opportunities. But Creighton stayed the course, stayed with their game plan. And as we go to the half, lead it 2-0 with two tremendous goals. Take one last shot at it. Oh, a dipping ball. Oh, that was a dangerous play as time runs out. Nice effort by Trevor Eastman of the Creighton Bluejays. Chris Dunsheath, you know he's not happy. And he shows it right there. The Bluejays are his white whale. And now let's go down to the pitch with Tony Hubert and Creighton's Bob Warming.
Bob, I know you don't want to put too much emphasis on the first 45 minutes, but that was near perfection from the Bluejays.
Well, it's nice to be up 2 goals. To be honest with you, I didn't think we played very well at all the first 20 minutes. I thought we kind of locked them down and didn't let them get a lot of chances, but we didn't pass the ball the way we can, and I just hope we'll play a little better possession in the second half, because when we possess it, we look pretty dangerous.
What do you tell the team up 2-0 with 45 left to go?
Well, we got to play. You know, now we've got the wind with us a little bit. It's even more important. Let's get the ball down on the ground. Let's play. Let's don't try to knock a lot of long balls. Let's see what we can do. Get some isolations one-on-one. See if we can get another 2-on-1 like we got on the throw-in here for the goal, and keep going.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's head coach Bob Warming for the Creighton Blue Jays. Rammer, let's go back upstairs to you.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Bob. Our chat with the coaches is brought to you by Mercy Health Plans, an innovative health management company empowering members to make healthy choices. The way we care makes all the difference. He may need a Mercy Health Plan before this one's all over with. I don't know if we have psychologists on board, though. 2-0. It's halftime. It's the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Creighton on top of Bradley with 2 first-half goals.
This is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser, the king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
A 14-year study by Purina proves that proper feeding over a lifetime, beginning with puppy chow, can help add up to 2 healthy years to your dog's life. Long live your puppy, long live your dog. Purina Puppy Chow. A 14-year study by Purina proves that dog chow nutrition, fed properly over a lifetime, can help add up to 2 healthy years to your dog's life. Long live your running partner, long live your dog. Purina Dog Chow.
The 2004 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Tournament marked the final year of league membership for Southern Methodist and Tulsa, and the Mustangs and Golden Hurricane made the most of their opportunities. SMU captured its 3rd and final Missouri Valley Conference Tournament crown, received this decisive goal from Ryan Latham with 22 seconds remaining to edge the Hurricane for today's O'Reilly Auto Parts Millennium Moment. And welcome back to the Cardinal Glennon Halftime Report, brought to you by Cardinal Glennon, where our love for kids keeps on growing. Well, the Bradley Braves are going to have to find a way to grow some goals here. 2-0 Creighton, after Bradley had some real nice opportunities on corner kicks, in particular early in the first half. Creighton finally got to their game plan, as Bob Warming, their head coach, told you. Came back and scored 2 beautiful team goals, I like to call them. Just fantastic scoring for Creighton. 2-0, the highest scoring team in the league. Leads Bradley 2-0 at the half. We'll come back with more of our halftime activities from Peoria and the Missouri Valley Men's Soccer Championship. A native of Orland Hills, Illinois, Tim Regan is getting ready to play his 4th season with the Metro Stars of Major League Soccer. He graduated from Bradley in 2002. As a member of the Braves, he became just the 3rd player in school history to earn 4 all-conference awards. In the MLS, Regan has won 2 humanitarian awards for his charity work in the community. That's today's ConAgra Foods. Where are they now?
Yeah, having a little car trouble.
I'm State Farm Agent Larry Bitterman, and this is a true story.
I was there on vacation, so I called the local State Farm agent.
We're not really sure how the car got into the lake.
Yeah, the map was a disappointment.
They called a local diver, and it turns out that's me too.
I think he started my claim before he even dried off.
We settled it the next day.
Where would I have been without him?
Sunk.
Any insurance company can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. We'd love to prove it to you. Call an agent today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
It's not ready till it's ready. You can't beat the taste of real whipped cream.
If I were you, I'd expect lavish guest rooms and gorgeous lake views from a four-diamond hotel. If I were you, I'd expect to be entertained, wined, and dined. And if I so choose, pampered by day or exhausted by night. And if I were you, I'd want it all, very close, yet seemingly far away. Chateau on the Lake Resort and Spa. More than you expect, closer than you think.
Why can't I come up? Sorry, Sarah, but there's no girls allowed. Not even girls with old recipe ice cream?
Prairie Farms Premium Old Recipe Ice Cream is full of all the homemade goodness that smart women know kids love.
So from now on, there are going to be some new rules around here. Okay? Mm-hmm.
Taste the homemade goodness of Old Recipe Ice Cream.
Hey, Dwayne, this project is critical. It's got a tight budget and even a tighter deadline. Got it, boss. This is Mrs. Hudson's Park Avenue. It needs brakes, rotors, shocks, wipers, and she's got a bridge game at 2 o'clock, so get on it.
And if I screw this up, I'm gonna get fired.
No matter what the size of your project, O'Reilly has you covered. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices.
So you went to a rally. Genius.
Here's Michael at the foul line. He shoots over Elo. No good. Michael misses. Cleveland wins. They're waving beyond the arrival.
If you're a fraction off, it can change everything. On the field and in the lab, where Gatorade scientists test and retest athletes so we know exactly what their bodies demand. Precision counts. Out there and in here.
Ah, flaky crust.
Granny Smith apples.
Smells like cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ready till it's ready. You can't beat the taste of real whipped cream.
Today's AEROPOSTALE, Missouri Valley Conference legend, is Johnny Torres of Creighton. Arguably the greatest player in MVC history, Torres was a two-time National Player of the Year selection and led Creighton to the 1996 NCAA Men's Soccer Collegiate Cup. A member of the Milwaukee Wave United of the Professional A-League, Creighton's Johnny Torres, today's AEROPOSTALE Missouri Valley Conference legend. Welcome back to the Cardinal Glennon Halftime Report. Glad you're with us this afternoon. It's the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship presented by State Farm. Creighton leads it 2-0. Let's take a look at our Ralston Farina first half stats. Farina Dog Chow, long live your dog. Well, you see the main one. That's the one that counts. 2 goals, all for Creighton. And if you look at corner kicks, I think that's interesting, 3-2. Bradley's corner kicks came early, and Bob Warming told Tony Hubert earlier that he was not happy with the first 20 minutes of the half. That's when all 3 of those corner kicks for Bradley came, and they've really not had a sniff since those corner kicks. Despite that, you see the shots, for instance, fairly even. But again, off those corner kicks, it was Creighton, though, later in the half that made Bradley pay by possessing the ball and getting it past the dynamic Chris Dunshee. We'll take a break. More of our Cardinal Glennon halftime report when we come back. Creighton on top of Bradley. It's the State Farm Missouri Valley Men's Championship. Today's Mohila Missouri Valley Conference famous alumni is Jamal Sutton of Missouri State University. Sutton finished his career at Missouri State third in school history with 70 points and tied for 4th all-time with 26 goals. Jamal was drafted by the Columbus Crew in 2004 as the 2nd pick in the 4th round of the MLS draft. When considering loan options for your education, be sure to call 1-800-6-MOHILA, and you too may someday become a famous Missouri Valley Conference alum.
I knew he'd come in handy someday.
I'm State Farm Agent Ephraim Sanchez, and this is a true story.
I never knew that his good grades would save us money on car insurance.
I never knew he could get good grades.
He cheated.
He had a tutor.
When I found out about Mark's grades, I got him a good student discount.
Dad, if you get me a car, we could get another discount.
Mark's getting a car?
That's so not fair.
More drivers get more discounts from State Farm than anybody else. See what a State Farm agent could save you today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
This is where it is. This is where I come. This is what I believe in when the day is done. This is Budweiser. This is clear. Budweiser, the king is here. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Do you have ingrown toenails?
Constipation.
Hemorrhoids.
Diarrhea could be.
That little itch might be telling.
Remove back hair. Say no to BO.
Commercials. That's why we keep our heads out the window. Buddy, it's time to get serious.
Sirius Satellite Radio. Over 120 channels, including commercial-free music, plus news, talk, and sports. Want radio your way? Ride with the big dog. Sirius Satellite Radio.
Oh, yeah.
You won't find these highlights on any sports network. Tonight, no medals will be handed out and no trophies to hoist. These are not made for TV games. But when you've got a deep freeze full of 16-ounce ribeyes, pork roasts, and venison sausage, you'll be cheering them on nonetheless. After all, in the untelevised wake of the storm, there's much more at stake than frozen steaks.
Welcome back. It's the Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Creighton leads Bradley 2-0. Tony had a chance to catch up with Jim DeRose, coach of the Bradley Braves.
Okay, thanks, Bob. Jim DeRose with us. Jim, obviously a tough first half. It took 2 brilliant goals, though, to get you down 2-0. What did you tell the guys?
Yeah, you know, we just figured the next goal is going to be a big one. You know, the third one probably ends it, and we're going to have to do what we can to stay in it. 2 great strikes by 2 great players.
Good luck in the second half. All right, back upstairs to Bob.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Tony. And our chat with the coaches is brought to you by Mercy Health Plans, an innovative health management company, empowering members to make healthy choices. The way we care makes all the difference. Underway now in the second half. If you're a person who likes the trends and likes the numbers, we have some for you. For instance, this is the first time all season that Bradley has trailed by 2 goals. So they have not faced the Bradley Braves this situation all season long. So it'll be interesting to see if Jim DeRose changes strategy. You feel like you almost have to sell out and attack. And that's what they're trying to do here, it appears. Kalman goes back defensively. Plays it up the side, but Bradley will get the throw in. Let's go down to Tony Hubert with a special guest.
Thank you, Rammer. The man who made this stadium possible, Bradley alum Tim Shea, whose name adorns this fine facility, is with us. Tim, first of all, congratulations. You must be very proud to wake up in the morning and come to a soccer game at a field so fine as this.
Yeah, it has really turned into a nice facility. I'm very proud of it and happy to be part of it.
Tell us a little bit about the field. This is a new field, only about 6 months old, and I understand laser leveled, sand base. It drains a ton of water. This is one of the finer pitches we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's supposed to be able to withstand up to 15 inches of rain an hour, which obviously we'll never see, but it holds up real well and has turned out to be everything that we were looking forward to.
Jim DeRose in this Bradley program, it's been a total commitment to soccer here in Peoria, and by your attendance and everything, it really looks like they have built something very long-lasting and here to stay here in this market.
Yeah, we're really proud of soccer at Bradley and really looking forward to the future and building the program and being part of these tournaments like this and going to the NCAA.
Well, thanks for the visit, Tim, and again, congratulations and thank you for the commitment that you've made to soccer fans all throughout the Midwest by making a facility like this possible.
Thank you.
That's Tim Shea. Bob, let's go back upstairs to you.
Thanks, Tony, and thanks, Mr. Shea. And I'd like to say, on my own personal note, I've been to the 2 Shea stadiums I know of, and this one is clearly the best. Certainly the cleanest. There's no airplanes flying overhead every couple of minutes either. Hey, you want more numbers about this game? No team, as one of the Creighton players goes down. Michael Kraus is down. Got an ankle. They'll go out and check him. No team in 15 years of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, that's all the games, has ever led by 2 goals at the half and lost the game. Now, there are those who believe in the do theory, that just about the time a stat becomes noteworthy, it's about to change. But I tell you what, all the numbers and trends make it a pretty tall hill to climb for the Bradley Braves. And it appears he's going to come off. There you see Jim DeRose, who knows that they've got a tall order, and they're going to have to, Creighton's going to have to play a man down. As Kraus will go to the side. Well, we'll see if Bradley can take advantage. And here we go. Ryan Jump. He has one of the 2 goals for Creighton. You know, Bob Warming wants his team to possess the ball and do it with real design. That's how they got their 2 goals. Can they continue to do so? Bradley must sell out offensively. That's not really their style. Can they be that direct and make something happen? That'll be the story of the second half. Time now for this date in history, brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel, St. Louis, November 13th, 1994. Creighton's Paul Leckitz scored in the 64th minute, paving the way for the Blue Jays' 1-0 triumph over Drake in the championship match of the State Farm MVC tournament in Omaha. The Renaissance Grand Hotel, St. Louis, the official St. Louis hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference. So Creighton continues to attack. Ryan Jung drops it back, right back in there. Oh, a little back heel attempt. Oh, that was nifty by Trevor Eastman. Cleared away, and they let that roll through this time. Eastman, with that little back heel, was trying to get it to the far post.
Take a look at how this develops. Juwan, good seeing ball. Had a little bit of eyes on that one. Just perhaps a bit too much pace on it for Ryan Jung to catch up with.
Well, you talked to Jim DeRose, Tony Hubert, and I tell you, he, clearly frustrated. As I mentioned earlier, all the numbers and the trends show you what a tough task Bradley has in front of them. Can you change the way you play to try and make it up, or do you have enough time to chip away against this good Creighton team?
You have time to chip away, certainly. Do you change the way you play? I don't think so. You just want to keep doing what you're doing. That creates the chances for you. You know, they had 3 corners early in the game. Creighton made an adjustment and took that away from them, and they haven't had as many opportunities since. You've just got to get back to doing that. Again, you now have to rely on your most veteran players who can get the job done. That's a Chromick, that's a Joe Ducey, Chris Brown, certainly. And you've got to defend this individual right here before he gets onto the end of one more through ball that's played behind and diagonally on the ground.
Now, real dangerous situation again. On the foul, they fouled Byron Dacey again. 4-man wall will face him. See Trevor Eastman there to try and help create some issues. Dacey drives it. Oh, what a shot and what a save by Dunshee. Beautiful play on both ends. Wow.
Unbelievable free kick taken here by Byron Dacey. Watch this ball rise. It gets just to the point where it's going to be maybe a foot underneath the crossbar. And Dunshee, of course, you have to wait on these balls. You don't know which way they might bend or dip, especially with this wind. He makes the decision at the last moment, outstretched hand, gets there, punches it away.
Great pictures by our Metro crew. Nice job, fellas.
That was a vicious shot.
It certainly was. Now the corner. That's knocked down and away.
Good side volley attempt there from Matt Wieland. One of his first touches on a shot at goal. There's Matt, the captain. You see the yellow armband. These teams, Bob, as good as they are, it's strange. Maybe not strange. One all-conference team player for Creighton. No outfield all-conference team players for Bradley.
Schmitz curled at far post. It goes out of play, and it will be another corner, I believe. Yes, going to say it was last touched by James Hedges. So we'll move to the other side. And Joan Carvajal will do the honors. There you see Biggerstaff. They're jamming it up in front of the goal. Carvajal just rolls one to the near side. That was going to be a give and go attempt. Carvajal gets it back in the corner. Oh, nifty move by Carvajal. Clips it up top. Header attempt missed. Back through the middle, but it was over the end line. Oh, he and Dacey had a real nifty 2-man game idea right there.
And it was a nice job by Carvajal to win the goal line right here. When you get that space, a lot of things can happen. And you see Dacey trying for the redirection right there. Very nifty, very creative play right there. Little combo play as they play a short corner. Well, you talk about the advantage that was early in the game. And Bob Warming, and you would think being up 2-0, a coach would be ecstatic about his play. But he was right. In the first 20 minutes, they perhaps weren't as good as they could be, and the stats reflect this. Bradley at one point led 5-1 in shots. Now Creighton has that advantage in shots, 7-5, or I'm sorry, 8-5, including 8 straight shots, including 2 goals. That's a one-sided affair since the first probably 15 to 20 minutes of this game have gone by.
Celine Bullen, a man that the offense needs to go through, hasn't had many touches the last 10 minutes of the first half and into this half. Hey, with over 5,000 hotels from which to choose, there's bound to be a Choice Hotel wherever you're headed. Book your stay at any Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality, Sleep Inn, Clarion, Mainstay Suites, Econo Lodge, or Roadway Inn by calling 1-877-240-2929 or visit choicesportstravel.com and get your best internet rate guarantee. We'll see you there. Bradley possessing the ball a bit, but Carvajal steps up and ruins that idea with Biggerstaff on a run through the midfield. Drives it forward. Knocked away by Dacey of Creighton, slowing down Bradley's advance. And another whistle. Driving it near side, but getting up with the header. Schmitz, who's had a nice game for Creighton, for Carvajal, who dominates the midfield. Carvajal ahead for Dacey, on the ground at his feet. It just took a funny hop on him, or he was going to be off to the races.
I think he was attempting to backheel that, and it got caught up in his feet or deflected right off of the defender right there for Bradley. That was number 6 on him.
Duran Swaby.
Yeah, Duran Swaby doing a nice job just staying with him.
Carvajal again. Tried the right side, brings it back to Carvajal, splits a double team, looking to chest it down to his feet. Wow, he's fun to watch. Try to break it up. Oh, look at that move. Moving in, left-footed shot, curled away, just over the top of the crossbar by Andrew Peterson.
Looking for his second career goal. Got one on Friday night in the semifinal. Takes a nice touch right between the legs there. Good left-footed shot.
Good idea with a nice shape on it, but just
beautiful
a little
shot,
high.
yeah.
Really been impressed by Joan Carvajal and the way he's controlled the middle of the field. 5'8" sophomore out of Miami. Only a sophomore to play with that kind of confidence. And I mean this as a compliment. A bit of a cockiness to say, I'm swagger. Yeah. I know what I can do. I see the pitch. I see the game develop in front of me.
He looks like a developing midfield maestro who's, you know, he's got that little bit of generalship about him, which you're saying, and certainly sees the field, plays the ball very quick, and as well, when he's in a defensive position, he's won a lot of balls. And a stat that Bob Mormon gave me before the game about their captain, Matt Whelan, number 16. They use a match tracker device, which tells you how much someone's running, their activity level, touches, and everything like that. Guess how many balls Matt Whelan right there wins during an average game?
I can't guess.
Throw a number out.
20, I don't know.
59.
Oh my goodness.
Now keep it, you play 90 minutes. That's winning a ball on average every, what, a minute and 20 seconds, a minute and 30 seconds? It's a ridiculous stat. That's the average, which means some games he's probably winning you a ball on average once a minute. And today, it hasn't been that active a game for Matt Whelan. And you've had Carvajal step right up into that role, and I bet right now if you had the match tracker and that stat, you're looking at him getting a touch or winning a ball on an average about once every 2 minutes.
I did not know they had that tracker. Well, when you have people in the midfield from the back forward that win balls and can dominate their area of the field and see what's in front of them to move the ball forward, to move the team forward, and giving yourself opportunities, you know, that's how you create them, and it's how you win games.
Just saw a look there at Bradley's number 23, Zach Bell. Foul there will go against Bradley. Free kick coming up again for Byron Dacey. Will he take this one since it's out on the left? You see Eastman's going to line up, coming to your picture here in a second. Andrew Peterson right there as well. This is another good spot for Creighton. This is a very good spot.
Byron Dacey.
And you cannot pull another man into this wall because there's too much real estate to defend there to the right.
He assisted on the second Creighton goal today. Three-man wall, movement by Creighton. Here's Dacey's shot, curled right on, punched away. Dunsheath.
Only thing Chris Dunsheath could do. You cannot risk going for the grab on this one. You have got to just get the hands up and knock it out. See, no attempt there to catch the ball. Push that up and over the bar. That's a fundamentally sound defensive play by the goalkeeper. That shot was a hand splitter. And if you went for the catch, you might end up picking it up out of the back of your own net.
Well done again on both ends. Now it's Carvajal. We've been talking about him with the corner kick. Now he came short with it last time.
Well,
See
there's
if
no
he
one
changes it up.
No one's showing short here for the second. Doesn't mean someone's not going to sprint out. All right.
Thrown forward, you can hear somebody out there say, look out for the short. Broken up. Bradley tries to attack, but no can do. Ryan Jung has had a marvelous game, stepped in front. There's a left-footed bomb, too far, went off the side of the foot, too wide. Hey folks, athletically inspired, comfortable clothes at reasonable prices, well, only at AEROPOSTALE. For store location, visit us at AEROPOSTALE.com. AEROPOSTALE, providing scholarships through sponsorship.
"15 minutes in here to the second half, Bob, and possession. Maybe 3/4 of this.
Still Creighton.
And that's going to be their best defense. Bradley, of course, one part of the game plan for Jim DeRose was look to counter, but they're having a hard time countering because that initial ball coming out of the back to set up the counter is being nicked away, or the man is well defended that they're playing to. You know, the target man is well covered. I mean, watch them how they're going to try to work out of the back here. Creighton's not giving them any breathing room. There's already 4 touches, and they've still not gotten it to the midfield stripe.
It's all they can do to possess it. Kromek. Now there's a run across midfield. Kromek trying to turn, and again, then it's just taken right away. Peterson did a nice job for Creighton.
Part of the problem I think Bradley's going to encounter is there's just no vibe in this game that a deep home run pass is out there for the taking.
Yeah.
You know you were going to have to string 4 to 5 good consecutive passes together to set up any opportunity.
Bit of a scramble. Carvajal goes down. Now it's Schmitz for Creighton. On a long run, has some space. Beats one defender, curls to a second, swings it left for Eastman. Eastman tries to find Dacey on the far side, a bit too far. And Dacey will bring it back.
He had
tough slide tackle, breaks it up.
And Eastman had 2 guys down in the box low. Maybe if he could have pulled the trigger a little quicker, it would have resulted in an opportunity and a heavy ball right through the middle there.
Of course, you can't blame him for looking for Dacey.
No, you're going to take the look at it here. He's got one right there that showed just a blink of an eye he was open, and that was Dacey. And then by the time the ball gets back to him, a little too much weight behind that pass. But again, the field here so firm, very quick. You know, if you strike a good ball and it just misses that connection, it's going to run on. And it's going to look like you've overshot your guy by a mile, when in reality, you were just, you know, within a foot or two of hitting him.
Bradley again having trouble cracking the half line. Now they finally do. See if they can run under it. The keeper, Allen, bumped out of the area.
Bit of a shove there from Zach Bell. Nice throw here to the wing by Allen.
Allen sends it to Peterson. Bradley brings it back. Again, Peterson runs it down. Boy, he's everywhere. We've called his name all day.
I think you have 2 players, obviously, other than the forwards for Creighton, that have been very active. Carvajal is one, and Andrew Peterson's been everywhere on the field.
Breaking through a slide tackle. Can Bradley get something here? Boy, look at him stand up defensively. Matt Wieland again won that ball in a dangerous spot. Nicely done by the veteran defender. Now that brings Schmitz. Schmitz sends it forward, and it's knocked away. Good work there by Biggerstaff, number 11 for the Creighton Bluejays. Terrific work. And a throw-in situation as Creighton keeps the heat on. Find the target man. Biggerstaff curls into the corner. Comes back up off the Bradley player. Schmitz does his job again.
Biggerstaff looks like he may have taken a knock there.
I agree. Hanging in there. Now Bradley will just clear it, or try to clear it, and couldn't get it done. Tried to get it to Carvajal. This time the Braves try to get one to run on. It's a foot race, and Allen wins the foot race. Bit too far ahead. Zach Bell never could catch up, and that's what you were talking about with the firm surface.
It's a firm surface, but it was a good ball.
Yeah, it was.
It was bending away. It was delivered early by Ducci, and that is the type of counter they are going to have. That was one time where they were able to get a long first-time ball down into the channel, through the box, got the goalkeeper moving, stretched that Creighton defense a little. But in 26 minutes, how many more of those chances can they generate? You've either got to score by that way, or you've got to go into possession, I believe, get the ball down deep and get some corners like you did early in the game, or generate 1 or 2 free kick opportunities.
Had the ball there and tried to send it in, but no one was there to run under it. And those are the ones you can't waste those chances, no. I don't think.
And I say, you know, of course at home we're saying, well, yeah, that's the 3 ways you can score. Well, you can also just score from open play, you know, just knocking it around the box and making a couple good passes. I just don't feel like Bradley has a goal in them from open play coming right now the way Creighton's defending. So you're going to have to hit a home run pass or get something off a corner or a free kick.
Casey had been taken down a minute ago. I kept waiting for a whistle and didn't. I think they decided to play on. 2-0. Take a look at this. Sorry.
Were you standing there? Oh, I didn't see you.
Don't worry about it. We'll be fine.
Good forwards have got to expect that.
There you see Brian Biggerstaff comes out.
Wow, good minutes that he provided Coach Bob Warming here in the first part of the second half.
Now is Byron Dacey. Bradley must be feeling a sense of desperation. They better.
Well, the clock is going to be their enemy here pretty soon. 25 minutes to go. Still plenty of time. And perhaps play starting to even up now in the last 5 minutes of Bradley having some good possession.
Kromek gets it in deep. Battling for it is Bell. And forces the corner. Nice job.
Zach Bell wins the corner. This
Makes the last man play.
This is someone Jim DeRose picked out as, you know, if we could get a big game from somebody. And of course, Zach Bell's been big for the Bradley Braves all year, but that was someone he tapped.
Erickson comes into the game for Bradley, 6'3".
Ryan Johnson checks out.
Kromek curls it. Headed by the man who had just come in, Erickson, but the wrong direction. Couldn't get the snap on it.
He just couldn't turn his head around that ball to get that redirected on net.
Kromek again. Kromek sends one back in. Header attempt, loose in front. Oh, and it rolled through. Oh, and Erickson, who had just come into the game, missed making it a 1-goal game by, well, inches off his foot.
For the first time, you're going to see it right here. This ball gets to Zach Bell completely unmarked.
Oh!
And right there, outside of the right foot, Erickson just shoves it past the right post. But Zach Bell, the first chink in the Creighton defense we've seen all day. Completely unmarked and is allowed to get a header down and across, a nice little cross across the 6-yard box.
Carvajal and Dacey quickly counterattack. Now they've got Dacey on a long run. He has to split wide for it. Curls it back into the middle. Bouncing ball through. Cleared by Bradley, and will open things up for the Braves. Will they try the quick counter? Here comes Bradley.
Well, you see they're held up just enough. And
yep.
Just as one guy's held up, you see 2-3 more blue shirts get behind the ball.
Erickson. Well, Jim DeRose tapped the right guy, had 2 chances. As soon as he comes into the match, he'll regret missing that last one, though, off the outside of his right foot.
You know, but he took a quick touch to it and didn't hesitate. If you try to settle those balls, sometimes you don't know how much time you have. You just got to make the instinctive play. The instinctive play is get my foot on this thing and put it on the net. outside of the right. You don't have exacting control on that. He just was a foot or two wide of the post with it.
Creighton again, that's Whelan. Back for Jung. And Bradley will get it back again. I think they are. I think you're right, Tony. I think they've started to...
Well, at least we're to 50-50.
50-50 in terms of carrying the play. Trying to curl it back in, Chris Brown. Across the middle, they let it get through there to Wallace. He'll send it back out. Hedges chips one. Boy, very physical play there. I think they're going to catch Erickson.
Erickson did. He put the hand up on number 12, Brian Kallman. Kallman read that pass well and was stepping in front of Erickson and was going to intercept it. It's just as well. You would have given up the ball there. Anyway, you see the play. Yeah, the hand up on the shoulder. Kallman was stepping in front.
Yeah, got it. Actually, the elbow to the head.
Elbow, yep.
Good call by the officials. Again, great camera work by our Metro crew. Saw it perfectly. Eastman swings it out for Peterson on that left flank, trying to curl it back to the middle. Peterson bounces one. And nice play back there. Well done, Chris Dunsheath.
You see, he wanted to throw early, but you don't see many of the Bradley Braves hustling back.
Wow, what a boot.
One of their best ways to counter might be for Dunsheath to hit those wingers with an early throw out.
Trying to switch fields there. That's a tough pass to make. And it didn't work. Carvajal brings it back. Carvajal and Dacey. Well, that's quite a tandem, isn't it? And when you see that Carvajal's a sophomore and Dacey's a freshman, now another opportunity, curled one, but that's over the crossbar. Well, I'll tell you what, we've talked about it. What can Bradley do? They are trying to carry the play now, but not getting a lot of real opportunities out of it, Tony.
I think they're going to have to just dominate midfield because that's where it all starts from. If you're going to counter, you need to be strong in midfield. That first touch has to be exact so you can release your forward with a long ball. You've got to win balls in midfield. You can try to be direct, you can try to go into possession, but if it's not happening in midfield for you, it's not going to happen overall.
And they've got to do that thing that we talk about so often, basically in every game. You've got to attack enough that you get corner kicks. Those were their best opportunities of this entire day.
And they all came
corners early.
Yeah, they came in the opening 10 to 15 minutes of the game. So, you know, you want to say it's back to basics, but you've got to be able to actually, right there is a perfect example. One touch from Joe Ducci, possessions right back to Creighton. Those are the touches that need to be assured. You've got to control it, set the play, keep moving forward.
Good work again.
You see there, they go for the long ball. It's broken out by Creighton easily. You're out at the wing, they just tip it out. Yeah, granted, you gain 30 yards of real estate on the throw-in, which is a good thing. Keep doing that. Get down low. Try to get some throw-ins that come near the corner flag as well.
Baschke sent it in. There's a header by the defensive player away.
Ah, there you go. You win a corner there just by sending a ball into the middle. No one was running onto it, but you made the back four for Creighton defend.
Now you get your corner attempt, and this is how Bradley gets their best opportunity.
That was only their first shot for the Braves since the 21st minute.
Curled up top, headed away, knocked down, nobody can get a shot away.
Matt Whelan had a real height advantage there in the box. Was able to go up over the top of Bradley's number 6 and win that ball easily. Not much of a contest to beat Darren Swaby for that ball.
Again, Bradley trying to put the pressure on, crawl back into this one, but no. Peterson for the Blue Jays
Sends it ahead. Dacey's always on the run, always on the attack, isn't he?
Well, he makes you keep 2 people back.
Yep.
So any thoughts of pulling another defender forward?
Nice play by Jung. Ryan Jung has had a heck of a game. He scored the 2nd goal of this game and played marvelously out of the back. Curled up near the crossbar. Wow. Very dangerous. But in the end, turns it back over. As it curled out and back in.
And here's the part where Bradley really has to attack the ball. And they are. That throw-in never got in. Be a turnover, goes back to the Braves.
Now, can the Braves, on a mistake like that, an unforced error, if you will, can you make them pay? Erickson is
You
there.
have to. You just have to.
Creighton swarming to the ball defensively. And they get a turnover out of it. That's Kevin Erickson. Tried to make something happen, coming in off the bench in the 2nd half. Substitutions. Dacey's going to come out. Trevor Eastman back in for Creighton.
Clock stop for the moment as one of the Braves ties his boot.
Eastman in the game. Erickson again. Erickson, a big kid, 6'3", 195. But Creighton takes it right away again. Stansberry had it for a moment. Recovered by Bradley. Joe Ducci tries to move it forward. Out there with Brown. Boy, Creighton defensively, really, it's 2 and 3 men on the ball instantly.
They are everywhere. They swarm to it. They anticipate where the ball is going. That helps them get there, that half step, even full step quicker sometimes.
As you take a look at the clock, just over 15 minutes left. A long time, but you've got to make this trend, this turn in carrying the play. You've got to get some goal scoring opportunity.
They've been carrying the play for a bit here, and all of a sudden, maybe in the last 5 minutes, we've seen Bradley now have the majority of possession. But Bob, you know, with 15 minutes to go, even if it's 50-50, that only means you've got 7.5 minutes to do something.
Here comes Carvajal. Caught in a double team, tried to flip it back behind. The double team wins out, and the Braves will come on the attack again. Joe Ducci sends it back to the midfield. That's knocked away. Here comes Creighton.
There's a look at Carvajal. Bob, he's still limping. He's just on. He's going to ask for time. I don't think he's going to be able to go here. He wants to change. This could be a momentum switch right here. Here's the man that's winning everything for you in midfield and been setting the tempo for the Blue Jays, and he's going to have to come off.
Yep.
If ever Bradley was going to have a chance now to really establish themselves in midfield, it is right at this very minute.
Meanwhile, Tony Schmitz is setting up for a corner kick for Creighton. There's Schmitz. 6-footer out of Omaha. Curls it on, wanted to go far post. Eastman with the header, got up. Boy, he got up for that one.
He did, he got up nicely. Rose to meet that ball, timed it very well, especially even with the wind. Just glanced it a couple feet wide of that near post.
Dunsheath. That's the 3rd time. It's the first time by Chris, but the 3rd time in this game that
the wind just must take the ball from that goal and whip it right to that sideline. It's our near side here, but right towards the stands. Yeah, you see Allen had 2 balls do exactly what Dunsheath just had happen to him.
Trying that far side is tough. There's Chris Dunsheath. Frustrated, but unless something very unusual happens, it won't be his last collegiate game, despite the outcome of this one. Both teams figure to go to the NCAA tournament. Here comes Bradley.
Bell was open for just a second there, and nobody could find him.
Matt Whelan looks to clear, not in control. Eastman steps into the play. He can't win the ball, and he fouls. Hey, here's our scoring recap, brought to you by Casey's General Store, convenience store, and a whole lot more. It's Casey's General Store. You see Creighton's 2 goals, the 29th, 35th minutes. Kraus and Jung, and on that second one, Byron Dacey got the assist. 2 beautiful goals.
You couldn't ask for better hit balls.
And the way they were set up, the way the team played to set up the individuals.
Yeah, you know, when you look back at it and you see the highlight, you think, wow, what an individual effort. But there was a lot that led to it.
No question.
Nice over-the-shoulder kick there.
Yep, Schmitz. Bradley recovers nonetheless. Curl tried to find Celine Bullen, couldn't get it to him. Drilled out, and Creighton will retain possession. There's Swaby.
Get up! Yeah, big!
Andrew Peterson wants to throw it in for a teammate. Bit of a scramble on the sideline and a shove down. Ball will go back to Creighton. Hey, it's time now for the Rawlings play of the game, brought to you by Rawlings, the official athletic equipment of the Missouri Valley Conference. And that play right there, absolutely drilled, Tony. Wow. Kraus.
Even in slow motion, this is hard. Look at this. The ball is hardly rotating at all. Like a Tim Wakefield knuckler heading into the back of the net.
Well, that one goes about twice as fast as Wakefield's knuckler, though. That's the problem. Another attempt by Creighton goes wide.
Nice movement in front, good sweeping motion, and a ball played right across the mouth of the goal.
Biggerstaff had an idea, but too far over across the goal, and Dunsheath will bring it out.
And corners from that left wing on that end of the field, they really get the wind behind them as soon as you get the ball in the air. Todd Reedy is checking out. On for Bradley comes their number 4. Brad Snook.
Snook's the freshman from Floyd Knobs, Indiana. Creighton gets it back, and as you see, we're under 10 minutes left in this championship match, the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship. The winner gets the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. There's a yellow card.
Oh, wow. Little yellow shown for, I believe, Kevin Erickson there, number 18 for Bradley.
Well, Erickson has come in and created some chances, but he's also wreaked a little havoc.
Yes.
I think the official said, okay, that's enough, son. But the winner of this game gets the automatic bid. Both teams figure to be in the NCAA tournament, ranked virtually even regionally and nationally.
Another great player there.
That's Vince Odoricio.
Odoricio has provided Bob Warming with some outstanding play today coming off that bench. And here he is again.
Yep, won that ball. Fires it ahead. Eastman looks to run it down. Eastman steps around one man, and then getting back to break up the play was Brad Snook, who had just come into the game.
Perhaps
because Eastman had some ideas.
Yeah, he was cutting inside of one man. He definitely had an idea to go to the middle of the field, get right in the center channel, and Brad Snook, fresh legs, is able to get there and shoulder him off that ball.
Left-footed shot, but well wide. Hey, it's time now for our State Farm players of the game. And there you see Michael Kraus of Creighton. He had that beautiful goal. We just showed you the replay of it moments ago. He is our Creighton player of the game. And there you see, mixing it up, Kevin Erickson. He's worked hard, made some things happen. Erickson from Bradley, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Erickson almost had an opportunity, just as we called his name. go. Well played by Creighton. Get it out of the area. Bradley tries to win it back. Good work. Creighton again takes over. Bob Warming told you, Tony, we want to possess the ball even more.
Mission accomplished.
Eastman now had some space, has a man in the middle, and he fanned. Oh, another shot went wide.
Outstanding follow-up there on the play, though. Creighton never stopped running on that attack. Matt Whelan, the captain, got forward. He's going to get the second opportunity here. You see Eastman kept the balance. Wonderful footwork. Good here, good defending. Second ball, just pushed wide.
Boy, right here, look, Biggerstaff just misses it.
Yeah.
And then diving for it is Dunshee. He just misses it, and then the next shot comes wide.
And
Matt Whelan missed.
And you know, Biggerstaff had to lay out and stretch with the right foot for that one. And then Whelan following up. You know, he wins the corner. It's just deflected wide on him, but great attacking play from the Blue Jays.
Corner attempt for Creighton, and the wind curls.
Never had a
onto
chance.
The net. Nope.
That might have been a great corner, but it got blown right on top of the net.
Time is not on the side of the Bradley Braves. Running out quickly for Bradley. As we've pointed out, not quite as perilous a situation as it might be if only one team was going to get into the NCAA tournament. But we've seen stranger things happen. I really don't think it'll happen here. Both teams come into this game in the top 20 in the nation. Bradley comes into the game #1 in the Midwest region. Even with a loss, they won't fall below second or third. So
15 wins is 15 wins.
Period.
That's a load of wins in a soccer season. I mean, that's #2 in the nation, folks. 15 wins.
As you look at Andrew Peterson, he's had a terrific game.
He's been outstanding. As a matter of fact, he's had a great tournament here in Peoria. Notched his first career goal in the semifinal. Has been everywhere on the field today. There's Byron Dacey's back in.
Bradley trying to counter. They have some space here. Here come the Braves.
Just a little hold up. That's one Creighton Blue Jay holding up the attack.
Held up Kromek.
In the meantime, 6 blue shirts get back into the box.
Headed to the side. They were trying to go for Erickson. It's still loose. And coming in to save the day, swooping in Ryan Jung.
Jung's had a brilliant day. Not really, almost playing kind of a sweeper role in a lot of these instances, being the last guy back and coming in across the mouth of the goal to clear a lot of balls out.
Plus the goal he scored himself.
Don't forget the crack shot he took. A little play looked innocent enough with him outside of the 18 area, and he blistered one in for Creighton's second.
He's the junior out of Omaha. Under 5 minutes left now for Bradley on their home pitch. And again, kudos to the folks here at Bradley and the job they've done making a unique and fantastic college soccer facility.
The last time we were here, I was here. This was Pete Vanaken Stadium, Class A Midwest League Baseball. We are in the old press box that would be right behind home plate.
We're right behind home plate. We can call balls and strikes here.
And you would think, well, how could you turn a minor league ballpark into a soccer stadium? Yet they've done it, and it is perfect.
Great atmosphere.
Sight lines are tremendous. The facilities for the teams, and I might say, and there's a look at the press box that we are in. The old press box for Vanaken Stadium, which is right on the corner. The seats on that side, tremendous view. Great rooftop view for cameramen.
Yeah, there we go. Hi,
SID's department below.
Backside's not too frozen there, is it? That wind comes whipping over the top of that building.
And then behind that even, Bradley has an outstanding locker room complex with the 2 locker rooms for visiting teams.
Little collision there. Tough play as Matt Allen came out and ran into Ryan Johnson. So the host team of this tournament, as you take a look at the complex, and so
you know, training room in there, locker rooms, and then, you know, an area for the Bradley players. It's sort of a conference room setting for them to do the studies in, grab homework, a rec room, brilliant coaches room, offices, video, everything you could want. I mean, it's a complete facility here. And again, to Tim Shea, congratulations and thank you for the commitment that he's made to soccer here in the Midwest.
That's the word I was going to use. You're right, commitment. Tim Shea and Bradley University. Marvelous job in Bradley. Doing tremendous hosts. Bobby Parker, one of the best SIDs in the country, in my opinion. He and his staff did a marvelous job. The folks at the Missouri Valley, well, we expect nothing less.
Oh, nice little draw back on the touchline. That one went out. Byron is chewing some clock there. And Jim DeRose is getting a chance for a lot of guys to check into the game now.
Well, I think that to analyze this game as the final 3 minutes took away, Tony, by not capitalizing on some marvelous opportunities on corner kicks early. Essentially, 3 straight attempts out of the corner, and a couple of them very dangerous, and not being able to finish and getting on top first, because we've seen the numbers don't lie. If Creighton scores first, they win. Book it. And that trend continued today. They're now, with 2:25 left, they'll go to 12-0-1 this season when they score first.
Yeah, 12-0-1. Remarkable stat for the Blue Jays. Their ability to play with the lead. Well, you know how valuable that's going to be in an NCAA tournament. That goes without saying.
Throw in. Hedges has played a good game. Curled that back through, but not enough curl. Matt Allen.
Awesome. Going to mention this. The Blue Jays, 2 minutes, 10 seconds away from winning their 4th consecutive game by shutout. And something we talked to Bob Warming about before the game. Are you playing your best soccer of the year? Is the team peaking? He said this whole season has been, you know, peaks and valleys. But right now, you've got to believe defensively, this team looks like it's peaking, because they're not giving up. They're not giving up even a good enough number of chances to really result in any goals. You know, the reason you're not being scored upon is because you're not even allowing the chances to be created.
Well, they've had a couple of little bumps along the road. And at the end of October, lost 2 games in a row, both on the road at Western Kentucky and at Drake. Gave up 3 goals in that loss at Drake on the 26th of October. Since then, if this turns out to be a shutout for them with 93 seconds left, as you point out, 4 straight shutouts. Not by accident. Bob Warming doesn't let many things happen by accident.
He doesn't. And look at this stat. The shots on goal today, they've generated 6. They've got 2 goals. Bradley's generated 1 shot on goal. When you don't get chances and you don't give up the chances, you're going to take home these clean sheets. They're making themselves very, very tough to beat. And if anybody draws them into the NCAA, a lot of coaches around the nation right now are thinking, I don't want to get drawn with Creighton.
Matt Allen again steps up. Looking for that 4th straight shutout, and for him, it would be his 8th shutout of the season. Try and get another substitution in for Bradley. Todd Reedy will come back in. Under a minute left. Well, certainly here in the Missouri Valley, and I think when they try to regionalize the NCAA tournament, I'd like to see both Bradley and Creighton host NCAA tournament games this year.
2 reasons. One, the teams themselves deserve to host a game. They have earned the right. Second reason is the universities and institutions deserve that right because of the commitment they've made facility-wise to these fine stadiums.
Out of the scrum. Bradley trying to get on the board. Curled one up top, dangerous. Couldn't settle, bouncing ball. Can't get a shot away, pokes one through. Lets the shot go and blows just wide. Little desperation time, but a shot just wide, and as good a chance as they've had all day.
Yeah, that's the great chance that they've generated, and it comes with just 20 seconds left in the half. There's a look at Perry, trying to read that one. That was really just shy of the post by maybe a foot or less.
Bradley will, if they can win it back, try and let one fly again. But Eastman, who came off the bench and did a marvelous job today as well for Creighton. And you see the clock ticking down, and that's it. The Missouri Valley Conference champions are the Creighton Bluejays. The number 2 seed comes into this tournament and wins the championship and the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. We'll be back to wrap things up in Peoria in a moment. It's Creighton, the Valley champions, over Bradley. Don't go away. We'll be back.
Bye. See you tonight.
Love you.
Love you too. Okay, that's my foot.
I'm State Farm Agent LaDonna Younghands, and this is a true story.
We didn't know what kind of claim it was, because was it going to be an auto claim or a homeowner's claim?
Having one agent for all your insurance needs has its advantages.
And she handled all the paperwork?
In minutes.
She made the process totally painless.
Well, not totally. I mean,
okay.
Nobody takes care of you like State Farm. Trust us with all your insurance needs, and we'll save you some money, too. Call an agent today.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
With Banquet Crock-Pot Classics, you get more of what you want. More fresh vegetables, more meat, and more time out of the kitchen. Just add water and let it simmer all day. Everything you need is included, so you can be included too. Banquet Crock-Pot Classics. More of what you want.
The Missouri Valley Conference celebrates athletic excellence, bringing you non-stop red-hot collegiate sports. There's another team in town that we're privileged to support, the Bob Costas Cancer Center at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital. The Cancer Center provides state-of-the-art technology, a child-friendly environment, and compassionate care to children who are diagnosed with cancer and other blood disorders. The Missouri Valley Conference and the Bob Costas Cancer Center. We're here for the kids. Give us a hand.
This referee's a jackass.
No, I believe that's a zebra.
The State Farm Missouri Valley Men's Soccer Championship is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Budweiser, bright, crisp, clean, pure. This is Budweiser. This is beer. By ConAgra Foods, maker of Banquet, Chef Boyardee, Ready Whip, and other favorites. By Pepsi Cola, the official soft drink of the Missouri Valley Conference. And by AEROPOSTALE, providing scholarships through sponsorship with athletically inspired, comfortable clothes at reasonable prices. Well, the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Soccer Championship won by the Creighton Bluejays. They continue their dominance over Bradley. And Tony, I was going through and trying to pick out the names we need to mention. What a team effort by Creighton. Allen, Jung, Peterson, Kraus, Carvajal, Biggerstaff, Schmitz, Whelan. I mean, you go through the whole team. What a team effort today by Creighton.
That is the concept. This is a team effort. It's not about individuals. It's about the collective. I think Creighton has really established themselves right now as a force in this NCAA tournament coming up. No one can score against them. That's a good way to be playing as you go off into the tournament.
Two teams that should both go into the NCAA tournament, the Creighton Bluejays, the champions of the Missouri Valley, and of course the Bradley Braves. For everyone at Metro in the Missouri Valley, and of course our hosts, the Bradley Braves, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Hope you enjoyed the action. For Tony Hubert, I'm Bob Ramsey. Goodbye, everybody.